we've got an actual cracking that has occurred in the shower. Very common in the outside corners. Latex caulk with the actual sand and grout in it will match the actual color. We will do a repair and just wipe off the excess. Take a wet rag. Using my finger. Wiping the excess each time and moving the placement of the rag and remove any of the excess caulking. Dry time is normally 6 hours, so we can't use the shower. We prefer that you don't use it for 24. It will completely dry and be water safe. We're going to be working on an enamel crack. Everything in the house is an actual wood product, so you get some shrinkage. We're going to do a caulking repair and then a paint touch-up. We'll prep the site just to make sure we don't get a mess anywhere. I like to take a razor knife and cut the loose caulking. After cutting out the loose material, I'll sand it just lightly to make sure all the loose material is out of the crack. We're going to be using a latex-based fast dry caulk to speed up the process. I use a wet rag and just pick it off with my finger. I will smooth it out, fill the voids. Once the voids are full, I take the wet rag on the tip of my finger and smooth it down, picking off any of the excess caulk. Our caulking is now dried on our enamel crack. We're going to take the alkyd interior enamel. It is an oil base. It is the only product that we use on the homes that is an oil base. You will need paint thinner to clean up any brushes or anything like that, or to get it off your hands. So you got to be careful with what you get it on, but it is a harder material. That's why we use it on our trim. Once the caulking's dried, I will come in with a brush and cut one side of the caulking back in with the enamel. Now, if the caulking is completely dry, you can use tape to put on the wall side, so that way you don't get enamel all over. This does take a long time to dry, usually 6 to 8 hours. If you're going to tape it to run the wall side, you will want it to dry overnight. Tape it off, then you can run the wall. We'll probably wait a couple hours and then we will cut the wall side back in with the brush. Now that the enamel has dried on our repair on the caulking, we'll cut in the actual wall paint on the opposite side. Like I said, you can use tape once the enamel is completely dry. Most people won't be able to cut it in by hand, but you can use tape. Like I said, you can tape it off and run the other side. So it takes a little bit of practice with a brush, but it's not that difficult. We'll go back to the roller, feather out the edge before we brush the line. Anywhere that you run brushwork, you always want to go back with the roller and feather the edges off. Once both sides are cut in, like I said, the oil base will take longer to dry. The latex goes pretty quick. We clean up the mess, and you have a finished product.
There are several areas that you need to check for exterior penetrations, especially around the windows where the weep holes let the rainwater out. You need to make sure that you have a good caulking seal from the wood to the vinyl. You can check this all the way around the perimeter of the window. The main concerns I have is just down where the weep holes are, because water runs out and goes in, can get in behind the wood, causing issues. The product that I use is just a clear latex. It'll go on white, but it'll dry clear. You don't have to do paint touch-up with it, but you can. It is a latex, so the latex paint will go right over it. But yeah, windows are definitely a main point to check yearly to make sure that it's all sealed up. Other items that you need to check on the outside for exterior penetrations is the seal around your meter boxes, your cable wires, making sure they're good and sealed, tops of your hose bibs, dryer vents, make sure everything's good and sealed up. Down here where the condensing line comes in, you can see we have a crack. We will caulk it. Like I said, this is a latex that just dries clear. You will periodically every year need to check your exterior penetrations, because if moisture gets in, you will have issues.